Akaretler row housing is one of the most important structures and value in Turkey. It is located in Beşiktaş in Istanbul. It is designed by Sarkis Balyan, a member of Balyan family, who had its signature under many important works in Istanbul, such as Beylerbeyi Palace and Dolmabahçe Palace. It is built in 1984 by Sultan Abdulaziz for the accommodation of the leading high-ranking officials of Dolmabahçe Palace. Akaretler row houses were the first examples of the change at the time, from traditional stonework, wooden, to stone or brick houses with 4 to 6 story row or block dwellings, detached houses with garden. It is one of the first examples of public housing and civil architecture in Ottoman Empire.
The income which comes from these houses is used for construction of Maçka Aziziye Mosque, so akaretler means property that brings income in Turkish. However, the mosque could not be completed. After being used by the officials of Dolmabahçe Palace, it was used as tribal school, Aşiret Mektebi. Also, in between 1970 and 1980, it was rented by the Directorate General of the Foundations for their workers.
In 1990, it was started to collapse in some parts, so it was leased by Net Holding from the General Directorate of Foundations in 1987 for 49 years for restoration. Restoration was completed by Bilgili Holding in 2008 and opened to visitors.
The area is easily perceivable and legible from outside. It has a simple language far from decorations and a structure which is not contrary to the current topography inclining upwards. The connections to the square and access points and alternative streets, which creates a door effect, make the area easily accessible. Also, the width of the street is proportional to the building heights.
In the design of Akaretler, there are diverse type plans of houses and 7 different blocks which have small differences. Block A and B for offices and residences, Block C for W Hotel, Block D, E and F for shops, restaurants and offices. Lastly, Block G for car parking.
Moreover, there are 2 types of facades. In the first one, there is an extension part under the balcony, while in the second one, there is one balcony without extension part. There is dynamic rhythm thanks to these balconies. Horizontal parts of the facades create the connection between houses. The triangular crossing part has a monumental effect.
The set of residences is one of the best examples of the civil architecture of 1870s with their neoclassical front design, lacking the influence of earlier Baroque and Rococo styles, with forms that directly reflects the first moves towards westernization, which affected the Ottoman Empire. The no-chord plan applied in these houses reflects the effect of 19th century Western architecture to Turkish construction.
The high arched windows on some houses provide monumental impact, and the pure facades show how modern houses are. The structures are made out of stone because the threat of fire. Only in some inner parts wooden is used, such as stairs. There are various values of Akaretler row houses. For example, in terms of formal values, slopy landform and steep streets as a natural features, being first mass housing project in Istanbul as historical feature. Having high income level residential area with many shopping facilities. Providing working, living, shopping, eating activities in terms of functional values. Small-scale local tourism for cultural activity, in terms of tangible values being in the heart of the city.
Akaretler row houses contains 98 residences and offices with different sizes. 34 shops on totally 11,000 square meters. 6 cafe restaurants and the famous hotel chains W Hotel, which is the first W property opening in Europe after the last restoration.
The aim of the overall project is to create a vibrant district with a neo-bohemian lifestyle, with the inclusion of all the most upscale restaurants and bars of the town. As a conclusion, these row houses, which are first-degree historical building, is the most important example of its kind in Istanbul. Thanks to its location that makes you feel the renewed historical texture and the topography on the coast of Bosporus and in the city center, and its closeness to Nişantaşı.
All the buildings were regenerated as based on a holistic approach. Solid waste control is provided and urban spaces are freed from being a garbage dump. There are new lighting fixtures on the building facades and public realm. In addition to this, environmental support is increased through landscape and planting works. Akaretler row houses with the historical texture, architecture, heritage and monumental structures constitute an original urban texture.